Awesome. And then Ron, you wanted to talk about each line and what they stand for in more depth with the spreadsheet with the April 19th through. Okay, so you're talking about the weeklies. Yeah, maybe you know what, when I shared that, I probably didn't. I'm going to pull the sheet of that. Walk through it. So I wasn't planning on doing a Zoom chat, but now it looks like I might need to. Unless I can. So how about this? I will post this image in stage chat and then we can review it from there. Oh, it won't let me post a image. It won't let me upload an image in stage chat. Well, hell. I can actually just make this a public link for now. Just make sure there's nothing that I can't share. And we'll get started here in just a second, guys. I just want to make sure
Hear me?
I hear Willie.
Hey, try again. I just tried to adjust the permissions, so maybe you might be able to post an image if you try now.
Oh, okay. No, I'm still seeing just create thread as an option on stage chat.
Okay, let me keep trying. I see what it was. Okay. How about now?
Oh yeah.
Sweet.
Now we're good.
There's another role overriding it. Cool.
Now I just have to find what I'm looking for. All right, Ron, I'm posting this. We'll get started. Okay. So, how I wanted to get started today, first of all, welcome everybody. Thank you so much. This is my first time hosting a community call on the ShapeShift stage in the DAO. So, I'm super happy to be here. Today is also the first time I have put an official proposal up for voting on Snapshot. So I am just experiencing a world of firsts today in the DAO lifestyle. So my name is Crypto Meg. As of right now, I'm the current standing director of customer support at ShapeShift. For those of you who I haven't talked to yet, I've been with the company for over 5.5 years. I actually started as the first customer support agent way back in the day, shortly after we listed ETH for the first time. So I actually had started maybe a couple months before the first DAO happened, whenever the DAO and the big hack and all of that. And that was one hell of an experience, considering this was one of my first true cryptocurrency jobs. I'd worked in crypto in the past, more kind of as like an ancillary part of the job, worked in precious metals, but we accepted cryptocurrency, worked for some nonprofits who, took donations in cryptocurrency. But it wasn't until ShapeShift that I was fully immersed in crypto land 5.5 years ago. And I've absolutely loved it. Learned as much as I possibly could about all the different networks, what customers need, how they need their hands held throughout the process of learning about cryptocurrency. A lot of ShapeShift users, at least in the past, were a lot more beginners and kind of more novice users. Not too beginner. I'd say it's like midline beginner. And now we've really evolved into what I would say is kind of like moderate to more advanced tools whenever you get into the DeFi community. So it's been a bit of a transition figuring out how to provide the best help and support and resources for our users, but it's something that I'm committed to doing, and I've had a great team alongside me so far in doing so. And today we're going to walk through, I'll just do a quick summary of the proposal for those of you who are unsure of what we're really getting into today. And then I'd love to open it up to the stage chat, and or if anyone wants to just raise their hand and ask a question, if it's easier doing it that way than typing it out, I'm happy to bring you up on stage and we can have a nice Q&A process. So I brought Mogi. I'd like to introduce him as well. Mogi has been one of the core team members of the customer support team for several years now. And I just wanted to make sure it wasn't just my voice that is being heard in a lot of these community calls. And over time, you'll also meet some other parts of the team. The other leadership team members that I have, they work different hours. They're on Filipino time, so most of them won't be coming on until about 5 or 6 o'clock tonight. And then another one comes on at 1 o'clock in the morning. But the three of them are going to be moving into, well, two of them are going to be moving into more serious leadership roles. One of them has already been in a very serious leadership role with the team, and they all rock. Additionally, out in the crowd, from what I see right now, we got Fox Rain in the audience. He's one of our awesome customer support agents. Emil is in there as well with a cute puppy dog avatar. And CJ, who's been with the team, I don't see him quite in there yet. Maybe Fox, Rain, or Emil could ping CJ and have him hop in here too. But CJ's been a part of the team for a long time, so he's an awesome agent, totally competent in all things ShapeShift. And then some other shout outs I want to give is Fox McLeod, who recently moved from the customer support team over to the product work stream. And Tyler, who you guys know probably very well from previous calls, he was actually one of the first customer support agents I ever hired early on in my ShapeShift days, right? Probably shortly after the DAO hack happened. And now Tyler, of course, is running the operations work stream. So I'm proud to say a lot of team members that have moved on to different departments started with customer support and really learned the foundations of our products and services and feedback from our users. So Mogi, if you'd like to go ahead and introduce yourself and kind of talk a little bit about your history with ShapeShift and what you're planning on doing in the future.
Yeah, thanks, Meg. This is your first time hosting and my first time on stage, so thanks for having me join. My name is Mogi. I've been working at ShapeShift for close to 4 years now on the customer support team. Currently, I'm in charge of the Keep Key retail side of things. Lately, I've been shipping about 50 Keep Keys every week. This number obviously varies, but as of late, it's about 50 every week. I also handle editing our help desk, along with creating new articles, and of course, dealing with support tickets. If this proposal goes through, which is looking like it's got some pretty good traction so far, I'll be able to focus my attention more to our help desk, which I am looking forward to.
Cool. Thanks, Mogi.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. So to get started, those of you who maybe just joined or joined a little bit later, if you scroll up in the stage chat, I've got the link to the customer support workstream phase 1 discussion that kind of reviews our proposal right now. And I made a couple changes. One of the main changes is I'm moving the proposal start date to January 1st. So that's a little bit different than what you might have remembered when you read it last week. And that means the total for what I'm asking was bumped up slightly just because me and Mogi weren't going to take any pay because we would have still been fully employed by ShapeShift in December. But now we're just going to move the entire proposal start date to January 1st. So what we're asking at this point in time from the DAO treasury is the equivalent in Fox of $220,320 US to fund 4 months of customer support services. And this includes managing our help desk and all of the quality assurance and data reporting that can be a service for product marketing as well as customer support moving forward. So it looks like if I'll go ahead and jump into one of the first questions, which is from Ron. And he would like just me to talk a little bit more about the details of these stats that I posted. So in the proposal discussion, in the stage chat, you'll see that screenshot that I posted. That's just a Google spreadsheet of some dates and a bunch of numbers. And then Ron posted just a couple of minutes ago the list of all the different things that we track. So I'm just going to go through these really quick. And then Ron, let me know if you want me to go in more detail about one or the other. So obviously the first section, which is the section that I was always in charge of reporting, was new tickets that come in each week. The first touch time, so that means our first response time to a ticket. How long does a customer have to wait before they hear from an agent? Full median resolution time, which is how long until the customer's ticket is fully closed and we consider the issue resolved. One touch tickets, which this is a percentage that we like to track to figure out how many interactions does it take with a customer to resolve a ticket. And the goal, of course, is less interactions. For the most part, the better. There's some exceptions to that rule, but we always want to try to limit the amount of back and forth with a customer and be as clear and efficient as possible. And then total solved tickets, as you can imagine, is exactly what it is. Out of the new tickets that came in, how many were solved that week? At the current rate of ticket input that we have right now, we're pretty much solving everything within the same week, of course. There have been plenty of periods of time where we have a lot more tickets and it takes us a lot longer to solve all of them. And this happens in ebbs and flows. Of course, during the airdrop, right at the start and launch of the DAO and this community, we had a lot more tickets because, people are coming out of the woodworks trying to figure out if their address is eligible and so on and so forth. So the next section, which Mark, who is not on the call, he is the one taking on the DQA position, which is data and quality assurance. He keeps track of all things agent performance, and he'll also be adding on to that data reporting. And this means finding out of all the tickets that come in, why are people reaching out? What bugs are being reported the most? What features need to be added the most based on the feedback that we're getting from customers? So he's going to be piecing together weekly reports for the DAO community and posting those every single week to talk about who's reaching out and why. And I should add too, Mogi being in charge of the help desk, he'll be putting together reports weekly of what help desk articles are getting the most traction. Because believe it or not, our help desk, at one point, it was amassing something like 30,000 unique views a week or a month or so. I'll have to go back and check, but there was like one really good streak where we were having tens of thousands of hits, unique hits. And at this point, we're still doing pretty well. It's probably closer to like the 5,000 to 10,000 mark each week that we're seeing in views for our help desk. So it's a really strong resource that people do use that we want to continue to improve. So sorry, I went off on a tangent there. Mark keeps track of the CSAT scores, QA tickets, and the QA score. So CSAT raw score, this is the score that Zendesk spits out. So if a customer reaches out to us after their interaction is closed, they are given a survey to say, was this a good experience, yes or no? And they can leave an additional feedback in like a text box if they want afterwards. This score is typically lower than you would expect. And that's because of things like users who reach out and let's say they lose their private key or they can't access something because they forgot their password. And as you know, with the mobile app, you can't change your password right now. So they give it a thumbs down that they had a bad experience. Well, we want the CSAT score to reflect the customer agent interaction, not necessarily the customer to the product interaction. So that's why we have the CSAT adjusted score. So while the raw CSAT score matters, we also add in an adjusted score to keep an eye on the actual agent's performance. And what we do is we take all of the negative and positive CSAT interactions and we say what ones were actually relevant to like judging the agent's performance. And sometimes that means some are omitted and then you come up with an adjusted score at the end. QA'd tickets, this is a separate process, and we built our own customized quality assurance system. And you'll see a snippet of that in the forum link that I shared as well. Mark did a beautiful job with this. This was a team effort early on, but Mark has totally taken it over and made it just a very strong system where each week he pulls a randomized batch of tickets from each agent, reviews them based on the criteria that we have that you can see in that screenshot. Actually, let me see if I can share that one too. Oops. But this is an awesome process that helps us make sure our agents are staying up to snuff on all product details. And it also, this was an old one from last week, so maybe I will skip this for now, just to not take too long. But yeah, so the quality assured tickets happen pretty much every week. And what we do with that is figure out what the agent did well with and what they did not so well with. And then we have the support managers coach them one-on-one. They review that ticket. They say, this is what you did right. This is what you did wrong. Here's how you can improve. Here's some things to study up on in terms of products and services to get better for the future. And then we have our own QA score system that runs on a percentage as well. And you can, if all of your quality assured tickets were great, then you would have a QA score of 100%. We also just recently renamed it. I don't know, I didn't post it in the DAO community quite yet. Honestly, it's just been really hard for a lot of the team, but one of our team members actually passed away just about 10 days ago. It was really tragic. And I think all of us have been kind of having a hard time dealing with it because we had just had her on the team recently, but just due to some just health issues that she was dealing with and some medical care issues that she ran into, she's not on the team anymore. She's gone, and it's just been really sad for the team to work through. And we decided as a team that we actually wanted to memorialize her in some way. So we're calling our performance score awards that we give out every single month after her. So if you ever hear us talk about the Chua Awards, those are named after our team member, Mylene, who passed a couple of weeks ago. So we use those every single month to award the team members for great performance. If their QA scores were off the hook, if your CSAT scores were awesome as well. And then there's some bonuses involved with that, which you should see in the line item in the budget. There's like an additional $400 a month because if someone scores 100% on their quality assurance and CSAT, then they're awarded an additional $50 every single month as a bonus. And then the numbers below, Mogi alluded to this. He still manages some retail side of things for KeepKey. So this kind of talks about the total orders of KeepKeys, US, international, and refunds and stuff like that. But that is a little less relevant because we're not going to be pulling that into the line of work going into January 1st. And I think that's just up for further discussion on what's going to happen with the retail arm of KeepKey. And then, of course, he keeps track of help desk traffic and all that. So, yeah, thank you for the love, guys. It has been a really rough couple of weeks, just the team having to deal with her absence. And she'd been on the team for 2.5 years. And a lot of customer support teams, because I've learned a lot about the crypto world, of course, and especially the crypto customer support world when I've, been working with other outsourcing companies, trying to vet other places, talking to customer support leaders in different teams. And it is very rare to have the team that I have with a little amount of turnover. And it's something that I'm really proud of. And I think our team should just be really proud of. And Mylene, who is the one who passed, is someone that was on our team for 2.5 years. She saw a lot of ShapeShift, and it's just super rare from what I've come to find out in the crypto world. And I think probably in customer support in general, you probably don't see this low of a turnover rate. And, like I said, there's somebody else on the team here. Maybe he hopped on. CJ. I don't see him. He might be sitting in it. He might be in the tickets right now, so he couldn't make it in here. He's been with the team for over 2.5 years at this point. So we have a lot of really awesome, loyal, committed, hardworking people. So yeah. Good, Ron. Thanks. That was sufficient for you. And I love all these beautiful hearts. Oh, thank you, Mogi. And you confirmed it's about 5 to 8K weekly for the help desk article views. So yeah, it's really strong for our help desk. And if you also noticed, one thing I'm really hoping for that Mogi will be focusing on almost immediately once this, honestly, probably even before this work stream gets fully funded and starts moving in that direction, is finding someone to redesign our help desk. Because our help desk is ugly. It's not branded. It needs some love. It needs somebody to give it the love it deserves, because it is such an awesome part of customer support. It's an awesome part of ShapeShift. And unfortunately, it's just been tossed to the side because it works, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But we really want something more branded, more beautiful, more easy to navigate, and all of that. So that's a part of the proposal too, is finding a designer to help us work with that. Yeah, thank you, Mogi. There's our ugly help desk. It's just basically the out-of-the-box Zendesk with we just changed the colors to match our branding colors, and that's pretty much it. So any other questions? I'll go ahead and open it up if anyone would like to ask anything else about what we're trying to achieve in these first 4 months. If not, I can chat for a little bit more and give you guys a little bit more of my vision. See some people typing, so I'm going to let them maybe get a question out first, and if not, I'm going to hands up means someone wants to speak. Maybe I'm not looking in the right spot, but I don't see. Oh, I do see a hand up. Okay. I don't know how to do it. Okay. No, I got it. Nick Joe. I see you up here, and I can't unmute you. But if someone can unmute him. Okay, so Nick Joe, you're going to have to unmute yourself to ask your question in here. You want to maybe talk in the chat if you're having some issues doing that. Or just type the question, yeah. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just move you back to the audience for right now and talk a little bit about the difference between support and operations. So I think this came up recently in a channel. I think it was yesterday or the day before, and someone was asking, like, what is really the difference? Because they keep hearing QA. And QA does get tossed around a lot, especially in a tech company. Oh, all right, Nick Joe. We'll go ahead and keep you off stage then for now. And do you have any specific questions, though? I'm happy to answer it. But the difference between support and operations, someone kept asking, I keep hearing QA getting tossed around. Obviously, there's QA when it comes to code. And then there's the QA when it comes to product testing and things like that, manual product testing. And then there's quality assurance when it comes to making sure our agents are doing the correct work and being accurate and efficient with the direction that they're giving customers. So between customer support and ops, support is definitely the B to C relationship. And I've actually been calling it the D to C, DAO to customer relationship. And then ops is definitely going to be the inner workings of the DAO working together. So like the ops team is going to help the customer support team, help the product team. They're basically the team that's the glue to keep the entire system running. And support is mainly going to be taking care of the ticketing queue and the help desk. And then whenever there's a need, we'll be working on things like recreating bugs and any kind of assignments kind of passed on from ops. Like if ops ever needs backup of like, hey, can you guys test the mobile wallet send functionality? We need like 10 people to test it. The support team would be there to back up the ops team to do that. And then one thing I do want to make clear, what my vision is moving into this coming year with the customer support team is to really focus on the two different arms of what support will provide. And that is the ticketing queue, which is going to be the traditional path for customers to get assistance, which will just be a basic email queue. And I say basic not to discredit what it's for. I just want to make sure that there's a traditional route for help. Because as much as we're these advanced DeFi users, like I said early on in this conversation, there's going to be a lot of new users and they don't want to potentially download Discord. They don't want to, have to figure this out through a video or something like that. They need a traditional route where someone can sit down with them and talk to them more formally about the product that they're using. And then the second arm that we'll be focusing on is the help desk. And this is something that Mogi will be managing. And our goal with the help desk is to build these resources and make it as robust as we can, especially once we kind of target what our main products and services are going to be on the platform, what the consumer wants the most, and really target our resources towards that. So then we can lessen the burden on the ticketing queue. So it should kind of help balance both arms of what customer support will be. Thank you, Reed. You just can't judge a book by its cover, right? So Ron asks, could you talk about longer term goals, if any, that you have for the support work stream? I remember someone saying you wanted to DAO yourself out of a role. That's me. So if you, actually, my first proposal that's up on Snapshot, as of right now, you can go and vote. Go connect your wallet, get your votes in to say if you'd like to see me as the workstream leader for customer support. I hope so far in the conversations I've had with everyone that you've understood my background, my experience. You've experienced it for yourself with customer support on why I should, be assigned to this role. I'm really excited about it too. I think it's, at the end of the day, it's where I should be, mostly for the DAO and the DAO's success. But my ultimate goal is to not be the workstream leader and head of customer support moving forward. I've been doing this for 5.5 years. I'm ready to start decentralizing all of this tribal knowledge that I've gained over the past 5.5 years and really start passing that and delegating it out to more people in the true nature of the DAO. So my exact vision and plan for that is in this first round of customer support funding, these first 4 months, if everything is successfully voted in, I'm going to be spending a lot of time training these new leadership roles, like Mogi in the help desk manager role, Mark in the quality assurance manager role, and then Donna and Julius, who are getting promoted up to customer support managers. They'll basically be the team leaders for all of the agents. I want to be delegating a lot of responsibility and knowledge to all of them over the course of 4 months. So this will include a lot of trainings, a lot of one-on-ones. And the hope is by the time I'm renewing our proposal, I'm needed slightly less. Will that mean I'm, not full-time by the next time around? I don't know. That's hard to say. We have to kind of see how all this works. It's the first time I've ever been in a DAO, like all of us. So we'll see how it works. Yeah, and definitely, yeah. May I please join? I have a question. Absolutely. Oh, sorry. I'm really not doing well with this whole invite them on stage thing. Schmoody.
Hello? Hello?
Hi, Schmoody.
Hi. So, what is this really about? Because I just joined.
All right. This is a discussion. This is a discussion about the customer support funding proposal. So you'll find this on the link that I just posted. And ask yo girl about me. If you want, you can just, okay. Do you want to jump back up here? All right. Ask your girl about me. Very clever name. What can I help you with today?
This is my younger brother's account. I just was banned from my other account, so sorry about the username. But
I mean, I'm not mad about it. It's just a funny account. What's up?
I have a question. So one of my friends, he works at Walmart, and I caught him, eating the supplies that he gets from, it's supposed to be.
I mean, you have to admit, some of this stuff is some of this spamming is kind of entertaining. Like, I'm a little mad, Tyler, because what was he eating at Walmart? I really need to know. Like, was it the glue? It was probably the Elmer's glue.
Yeah, his mic cut out right when he was saying it. It's a shame.
I know. We'll never know. Okay, so I don't know if it looks like anyone legitimate has their hand raised at this point. So I'm going to assume there are no other main questions, but happy if anyone has anything in the chat that they want to talk about. Happy to help. Yeah, thank you for the questions, Ron. Those are thoughtful. Yeah, and I guess in terms of the funding proposal right now, I still have it in phase 1, so it'll be moving into phase 2 this week. I'll move it into the proposal discussion section on the forum. And since I know we just had Boardroom on the call, and I actually missed if they said that they were fixing the ideation section or not yet, but I guess we'll be voting kind of informally again on the forum. So you'll just kind of go to the post that I make once it's posted, and you can vote yes or no there before it moves into Snapshot. But yeah, for those of you who haven't, please head over to Snapshot to vote for the proposal of assigning Crypto Meg as the workstream leader. I'm posting it in the stage chat right now. This is now live, active, my first proposal ever. It's a big day in history in Megan's world. So, who's handling Zendesk design? So yeah, that's the big question. Gray Machine, thanks for that. We have some money allocated, and hopefully we'll just be offering a bounty once funds are allocated to us, and we can find a designer who wants to build a nice little help desk for us. We have some ideas. Mogi and I were just talking this morning about some inspirations from other people's help desks that we would like to use, and just have someone come in and redesign it. I believe it's all in like CSS, so it should be as easy as giving them the specs of what we want, and having them submit a couple mock-ups, us review them, and then implementing it. But yeah, we don't have a designer right now. It could be a designer that's already in the product side, but it's also kind of dependent on what their workload is like around the time we want to get this accomplished. So I actually love the idea of putting this out into the community and having someone design it for us, so long as it stays along our brand standards and things like that.
Yeah, I believe the current design is from Hoff.
Yeah, like all the
It does have like the blue mountains and stuff, so it's not totally generic, but
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hoff did any of the artwork that we have on there right now. Exactly, Tyler. I'm hoping like we can just throw out a bounty to the community. Someone claims it and produces something pretty for us and makes us proud of our help desk, because that's something that I'm really looking forward to, is just having a really beautiful help desk. I think it legitimizes the customer support quite a bit too. I think it plays a big role in how customer support is seen for a company if we can, polish that up a bit. Cool. Well, if no one has any other questions, I'll give you another 30 or so seconds to show me that you're typing at this point, and I'd be happy to answer them. But like I said, the main goals right now is to move this funding proposal into the ideation phase. And hopefully, if anyone has any feedback, we're ready for it. I would love to hear it. Poke holes in our plan, ask the tough questions in the comments, and help us make this a really great proposal, because we'd love to move into the new year ready to hit the ground running with a kick-ass team, ready to support the DAO, because it's super important that we have customer support services in place for a project and undertaking like this. And of course, head to Snapshot and get your votes in to assign me as the work stream leader. Cool. All right. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks for your time. Appreciate you being somewhat kind to me outside of those trolls for my first ShapeShift stage appearance. And thank you, Mogi, for joining me. And I hope you guys all have a great rest of the day.
Thank you, Meg. Thanks, everyone.
Oh, I forgot to say, too, I'll post the PO app in the stage chat.